Hey, good morning, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about something that is really, really important for business owners that have a website that is, let's just say, underperforming. Why most website traffic does not convert, and then how to change that without paying for more ads. Look, I am not anti-ad. I am absolutely not anti-ad. Ads are critically important. But what I don't want to convince you to do is scale broken. Like, we don't want to drive more traffic to a website that's broken and not converting. What we want to do is flip the order, and we want to fix the website that's not converting first, and then invest in ads to drive traffic. What most people do is when they're not getting the leads and they're not getting the conversions, they're like, man, I got to run more ads. I got to run more ads. I got to get more leads. But you're thinking completely backwards. We need to tweak the website and get things on the website so that they convert better. And then we can invest more in ads and get a higher return on our ad spend. So when you think about websites that don't convert, the website isn't getting form submissions, phone calls aren't coming in from the website, and maybe you're not getting quote requests if you've got a quote request form. And so we're going to talk about, just in the next 7 minutes or so, is why traffic isn't the issue, it's conversions, and then where most websites lose people, like where people are bouncing right off the website out of the get-go. And then what we do at MSW Interactive Designs and what we recommend to our clients that actually fixes this for them, and then how to start fixing it without adding a lot more money to your advertising budget. I want to reinforce. So the answer is not more traffic, but I'm going to caveat it with the word yet. We always want more traffic, but we don't want more traffic yet because we're not going to scale broken. So what we need to find out by looking at analytics is, what are people actually doing when they get to our website? Because I can't tell you the number of people that come to me and they're like, I'm not getting leads and I'm going to redesign my website. That's a pain point for me, because your whole website might not need a redesign. What you might need is just a refresh on the layout and the messaging, and driving people with intention through your content to the call to action or the conversion. Doesn't mean the website has to be fully redesigned. The website could be fine, but it's just the function and the intent that you're leading the users through as they're navigating the website is the issue. So I'm going to go through a list. I'm thinking in my head. So conversion killers. Number one, unclear messaging. So what problem do you solve? How do you solve it? And what does life look like for the customer once it's been solved? Classic Donald Miller story brand messaging. It just takes a little thought to put that together. And if you go to mswinteractivedesigns.com, I have a free download on how to build that for yourself, or give us a call and we can help you. The second thing is, so not clear messaging. Second one is no clear call to action. A lot of people will be like, just have a contact us link. Sure, have a contact us link. It doesn't hurt anything, but that's not going to drive people to action that aren't necessarily ready to take action. We want to make it easy. We want to take away all the friction to the end user clicking through and requesting a quote, or requesting more information, or requesting one of our free downloads, so that we get that email address and phone number, we get them into our ecosystem, and then we can nurture them into being a customer over time. So the more calls to action scattered throughout your website, throughout your messaging, the better. You always want to make sure there's one in the upper right-hand corner of your website, because that is prime real estate space. Upper right, and then above the fold in the hero section. So you have that nice, clear headline about what you do. We help businesses get more leads. That's my clear headline. And then call to action button, get a free quote, or download the 10 steps every business needs to implement on their website to drive more leads. So it's very upfront, exactly the problem that you're solving. So what is that for you? So clear messaging, calls to action everywhere. And then we want to make sure This is a techie thing, but it's important. We want to make sure that the load times on our websites are fast. It helps your organic Google rankings, and people are just friggin' impatient these days. It drives me crazy, but it's the world we live in. It's a fact of life. We want to make sure that everything loads really fast so that people can get to the solution to their problem as quickly as possible and get the information in their hands or request a quote and contact you. The other conversion killer is not having trust builders on your website. So if you're not showing testimonials, Google reviews, like trust badges, if you're a Better Business Bureau member, you want to have that trust badge on there, before and after photos of jobs, and then case studies. Case studies are so important. And especially, I'm just going to put this out there. I don't have data at the ready to back it up, but think about it. Case studies proving that you can do and provide the transformation or the solution that you're promising is going to mean the world, especially now that AI is so prevalent. Because if we don't have case studies of real humans doing real things, the trust bar is so much lower. We also want to make sure that we have a lead capture strategy. Unless you're like a plumber and you've got a massive water leak, they're not going to go to your website right away and call with an emergency, right? They're shopping. They are going out and looking across the internet, trying to decide, who to work with. They're asking other people, they're reading articles, they're watching YouTube videos, and then they finally decide, okay, maybe I'm ready to work with you. It is a long process for people to make these decisions these days. We want to make sure we have a lead capture strategy by providing something of value up front so that they will provide their email address or phone number in exchange for this thing, whatever this thing is in your world. So for me, I use lead magnets, I use templates. People can download them for free. All they have to do is give me an email or a phone number. It varies by industry what makes an effective lead capture mechanism or a lead magnet. And if you're not sure, reach out. We can help you come up with some ideas. So what we do at MSW when a client comes our way with this problem, I'm not getting enough leads, I'm not getting enough traffic, I'm going to buy pay-per-click, or I want to run all these ads, is that we set up a strategy call and we actually look at the website and kind of walk through the messaging, walk through the calls to action or lack of in most cases. And then we talk about what kind of lead capture mechanisms would be useful for the customers coming to your website. So when they give you the email address, they download this thing. And then we go a little deeper, because what some businesses will do is they'll go ahead and they'll do the lead magnet, and then they don't do anything when the leads come through. So what we want to have running in the background is what we call a nurturing funnel. So it's a series of emails or texts or even a phone call. Hey, I saw you downloaded my ideal customer profile template. What'd you think about it? Have you had a chance to give it a try? I'm not selling anything. It's just a curiosity. And then it engages someone or the user, the person who downloaded it, in that conversation. Builds trust, it nurtures, so that when they're ready to work with us, or when they're ready to pull the trigger on whatever the thing is they want, we become the logical choice. You become the logical choice in your space. So some practical tips real quick. We want to make sure that on your homepage, you have a hero text with a very clear headline. We help businesses generate more leads so that they can make more money. We fix your HVAC system within 24 hours or whatever. And if you're in the HVAC industry and that's unrealistic, you don't have to say anything. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. But my point is, it's clear exactly what you do, the problem that you solve for the person, not welcome to XYZ HVAC service. That's unnecessary. It's a waste of space. So we want to think about clear hero text with a benefit solution focused headline. We want to make sure that there is a call to action button in the upper right and at least one above the fold right below that headline that we just talked about. We want to make sure that you have at least one Google review. I like to put 3 Google reviews on the homepage of your website. If you can do a live feed of the reviews, it's better. But if you don't have the widget to do the live feed, then just copy and paste them from Google and put them on there. And then a pop-up or a slide that goes off to the left-hand side. So if you go to the MSW Interactive Designs website, you'll see when you first come to the page, there'll be something that pops up in the lower left-hand corner, and that is our download for the ideal customer persona profile. And so we get a lot of downloads on that. And these are people that don't necessarily request a quote, but we get their email. So now they're in our mailing list and they get all of our educational content from there. And then, of course, you want to make sure if you don't have Google Analytics installed on your website that you do get that installed, and you want to get it installed ASAP, because Google Analytics will give you all the data that you need to make smart, data-driven decisions about what's going on your website. So don't just assume that you need to run more ads right out of the gate if the website's not performing the way you want it to. Set up a free strategy call with me. Seriously, it's 45 minutes. There's no cost. It's me. You get me. It's not one of my team members. And we can just do a walkthrough of your website and have a conversation about it and see, why isn't it converting? Why isn't it ranking? Why isn't it doing the things that you were hoping that it would do when you first built it? And then once we get that all cleaned up, you can have your internal team do it on the strategy call. I just tell you, here's what you should fix. Here's what you should fix. Yes, we can fix it for you. We'd love to help you. But if you have an internal team, just take what I tell you and give it to them. Go fix it. And then after that, you can go run all the ads you want. You will see higher conversions as a result of every single ad you run after you make the fix on your website first. I hope that's helpful. Check out the next video. I've got tons of videos on this channel that are very similar to this, very tactical things that you can do immediately after watching the video to improve your marketing.